Hey there, welcome to the locker room. Coach Arias here. Today's message is, who's your go-to with beer? Who is your go-to with beer? That's exactly what I just got done saying. Let me tell you where I got this message from. I was driving in Florida down Gulf Boulevard, and I seen this little girl. She couldn't have been more than 120 pounds max, okay? Maybe 25 years old. And she was carrying this big old tub of a big old cooler of beer and ice, and it looked like it had to weigh probably 100 pounds. There was so much beer in there. But what I learned from this girl that caused me to stop and think about how we could shed light on this subject was that she cared more about what was in that box than the struggle. She was sweating, she was dropping ice, she was shaking, but she cared more about what was in that box, about the success, about the happy times that may be ahead for her, than she did the struggle. So I'm not an advocate of just carrying about a bunch of beer, but I think there's a lesson that we can learn from this woman because she cared more about the possible success down the road than the struggle at the time. Also, what she did is, it didn't matter what other people said that she couldn't do. I watched other people telling her she couldn't carry this, and the girl's arms were shaking, but she just ignored all the haters. She ignored all the naysayers. Then what she did is, before she crossed the street like a smart, intelligent individual, she looked both ways, because you can do all these things, but if you're not looking out and doing the right things and taking necessary precautions, you could end up working really hard and looking past the struggle and getting in an accident. The next thing that I seen her do is she grabbed on really tight. She knew she was in for some adversity. She knew this wasn't going to be hard to carry across the street, but she held on really tight. It was 100% determined on getting this box back to the other side of the road. She also used good form. She had good, perfect back posture when carrying this thing. That means somebody had to coach her. She must have asked for advice on how to handle this struggle if she was ever put in that situation to carry this much adversity, this much weight. She also kept her eyes ahead. She wasn't listening to the haters in the back. She wasn't worried about traffic that was stopped. She just was focused on the prize. She stayed focused on keeping her eyes straight ahead. When we focus on a couple of these tips, we can enjoy success. But when you enjoy success and you make it to the other end of the road, I think it's important that she also stays humble and stays grinding. So I use an analogy of somebody carrying an igloo across the street, but the thing I want us to get out of this locker room is the necessary steps in being successful in many endeavors. They're oftentimes typically the same. So guys, let's enjoy success. But when we do enjoy success, we have to make sure that we stay humble when we make it to the other side of the road and stay grinding. If we're not staying working, you can reach a level of success and then fall right off the top and out of that success if you don't continue to do the things that got us there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that message. Who's your go-to with your beer? Meaning, who's your go-to with carrying success through adversity? Follow some of these tips. We'll be on our way to living our very best life. Thanks for joining me this week in the locker room. Bottoms up. We'll see you next week.